Japanese version. So that's what I explained last time I played this game for Any% a couple of days ago. The Japanese version has slightly faster text, but especially the very first boss, the one right at the start, takes only 3 hits instead of 6. We don't really know why, but it's a thing, so it saves some seconds. Oh, he isn't feeling well. Oh well, I hope he gets better soon. That's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. But well, I'm gonna try to cover. At least I will commentate myself and try to explain all the tricks which are going to be used. This is a great game, by the way. If you haven't played it, I strongly recommend. Let's go! 100%. So this game is the third game of the Gargoyle's Quest series. First one being on Game Boy, second one being on NES. So this one is on SNES, and it focuses completely on the platforming element, with almost no RPG elements anymore. There still is a world map though, with some hidden stuff like mini games and shops where you can find magic or potions. So first we're gonna have to take out this guy just by timing shots. And also my position is there because your character will move to that position automatically after you beat the boss. So by being already there, you save a little bit of time. So 100% is we have to collect a bunch of stuff. We have to get all the crests, all the special abilities for Firebrand, the 5 talismans, the 5 vellums, which are basically scrolls, and the 5 potions, well, urns to put potion on. If we get all that, oh, and also the 20 health points. And that's about it. If we get all that and beat the game, we will get the best ending. And that's the goal of 100%. First I'm gonna break open this urn. So we get a big coin. The big coins are worth 20 units. They're called ZAM in this game. It's the money of this game. Here, the first vellum. Okay, first boss, Hippogriff. So not too hard, kind of dependent on RNG. Let's see if I manage to do it well. 6, 7. Okay, nice. I got the 7 first hit. Okay, that was a really lucky fight. That was possibly the best possible RNG. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. That was nice. Okay, 228 pickup. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, it might be like 1 second away from gold, but that's not really because of the boss. That's because of movement before. Anyway, good start. This game has tons of RNG, especially on boss fights. Not too much in the levels themselves, but boss fights are extremely luck dependent, which is why this game is a grind to get good times. There's a lot to do with skill though, and optimizing just your movement all around. So the way this works is you can jump and float by pressing the jump button in midair, but you will always stay at the same height in the air. You cannot go higher. You can go lower by cancelling your flight and fly again. That's unfortunate. Yeah, okay, I will reach, but that barely saved any time because of that spider that wouldn't move. And soon we're gonna have another RNG problem. Arma, he's like the main general of Phalanx, the final boss. His main army guy or whatever. Oh, that was unfortunate. If you stand behind, under him, it's possible to manipulate him into getting lower, which is what you want, because you can't fly. Okay. Try to just keep him at the same height. But sometimes he flies away after you hit him, and so sometimes he doesn't. You can't. It's luck. You can't manipulate that. Okay, all right. Unfortunately, he was high when I gave him the last hit, so I have to wait until he slowly descends. But yeah, if you like RNG and having to adapt to RNG, this run has a lot of that. So it keeps you on your toes. And also, I'm going to try to do all the latest developments in the speedrun, so it's going to be difficult. I'm gonna get out of the comfort zone for this run. I'm gonna go all out and try to do early hand, for example, which is the trick I'm about to try. There's some collectibles in the water here. We don't have the water crest, so water will damage us constantly. But there's one of these pickups which is possible to get and still survive with 1 health. I'm gonna try that. Okay, I need to concentrate. Okay, got it. Nice. So that was early hand. So now we got hand. And hand, the talisman, when you equip it, you can shoot 1 additional shot, or have 1 additional shot on screen. And it's very important. It's gonna help a lot with... Oh, this guy is still alive. He scared me so much. Okay, kill this guy. Those bats take 2 hits. Okay, he's dead. Alright. That was scary. We still only have 1 health. So that's normal. That was the latest route of the speedrun. You are supposed to do all that with 1 health, so you can't take a hit. But with hand, and hand is gonna really help fight the next boss. So the next boss is this guy. He's called Of Nunu. He's like a Zelda guy, a Zelda boss. He's like the boss of Misery Mire. 1 big eye and 10 small eyes. First, we can't fight him yet, and what you want to do is stay in the giant goop, because it lags less. You save like 2 seconds of lag just by doing that. And now I'm going to try to stay in the middle and hit the eyes as they come out with my ground shots, because that does a lot of damage. Oh, too bad. It's gonna come out. Okay. Yeah, ground shots will go lower. And with the hand talisman, I can shoot. I can have twice. I have 2 shots on the screen at the same time. Oh, that was not fast enough. I'm still gonna have to wait for another cycle of him going up and down. I call that the ovulation cycles. That was not found by me, but it's funny because the name of the boss is Of Nunu. So the cycles are ovulation cycles. Yeah, you can laugh if you want. That was not found by me. It was found by the task of the game. And you want to go down the giant booger so that the item that I get from fighting him, I get it immediately instead of having to wait. So the item I got from beating Of Nunu is Basher, or Busser. I don't even remember the exact name. It's a firebrand ability. It's a different type of shot. It's a green shot which breaks some certain blocks. It's required to progress. Here, let's collect that urn. Okay, we got it. So this is forest, not too much happening right here. These bats lag the game so much that it's actually faster to just stop and try to kill them. And the fact that I have hand enables me to have 1 more shot on the screen, so I can kill 1 additional bat and be a little bit faster that way. Okay, now the forest is flaming, and there's gonna be a lot of fireballs coming from the treetops. So if you manage to be really fast with the ground gargoyle, you can dodge some of that. Let's see if I manage to. Okay, dodge this one. Yeah, I didn't dodge that one. Yeah, usually you get hit by the 4th one. Ah, that's unlucky. Sometimes this one doesn't fall, but sometimes it does. I still have 1 health. Take damage with that health, and now bash through these blocks. Okay. and this is one of the talismans. That was pretty fast. And now I'm gonna do something that looks stupid. I'm gonna fight the boss. Oh no! I died! So you probably guessed that it was planned. The reason why I fought the boss and died is that now you might have noticed that the flaming canopy has disappeared. The trigger for it is to fight the boss and get out of it, either by winning or losing. There I lost on purpose. And now that the canopy is gone, I can collect that HP upgrade. So now we're gonna go fight the boss for real this time. Let's take damage there, recover from that damage with this, and fight the boss for real. When you have ground gargle, you want to stay on the floor when you attack, because the attacks from the floor do twice as much damage. And now I'm gonna count damage, it's important, I will explain later. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 17... I don't think that worked. I'm too far away. Yeah, dang it, like 2 pixels away, sure. Yeah, the reason why I counted in French, sorry, is that I wanted to be inside him when he dies, when I deliver the last hit. And by doing that, if you manage to do it successfully, you can collect the item as the boss dies, without having to wait for his full death animation. And you can skip about 6 seconds of cutscene, but I did not do it, unfortunately, I didn't manage to get it. And this is one of the mini-games which are really hard when you play the game casually. So it's the headbutt mini-game. I need to bash through 25 of these skulls in the allotted time. Oh, come on. Okay, still 3 torches left, that's fine. And yeah, that's the only minigame you need to do because it gives you 1 extra health. And we're gonna go to the shop just next to it and buy 2 mercuries, because we have 2 potions, well, have 2 urns to put potion in, and we have enough money. They're just worth 6 zam each. So the effect of the mercury is it brings you back to the previous room you visited, and that's very important for routing. Because on the next boss I will attempt a difficult glitch which is called Mercury Cancel. If you beat a boss and then collect his item and use your Mercury at the same time, it's a 2-frame window. If you do that, well, both things will happen at the same time. You will pick up the item and be teleported back to the previous room, which is what you want, in order to not have to walk back to the overworld and have to redo part of the level. It's very difficult though, and in the 100% route there's 3 Mercury Cancels. It's hard to nail all of them. We'll see if I manage to. So first I'm gonna visit a different boss that I'm not gonna fight yet and use the first Mercury to set up the previous room for being here. So I'm gonna go here, use Mercury right away, and then go back through this room. And now we're going to go straight ahead and fight Flyer first, with the ground gargle. No, I didn't get the 1 frame shot. At the end of the screen transition, you have 1 frame to fire a shot. I didn't get it though. And that shot really counts if you can land it. Okay, fighting this guy with ground gargle is really hard, so I need to focus a bit. I'm going to try to get on his body and try to get as many ground shots as I can, because they do twice as much damage. Get on his body. Leave his body to force him into going back down. He should be dead soon. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try the Mercury Cancel. Wish me luck. It's a 2-frame trick. Got it! Cool. So there I collected Claw, which is the item the boss drops, and I warped back at the same time. So I'm not warped back to the overworld, and I'm already here so I can fight this other mini-boss. So this is Hippogriff 2. Say hello to him again. Oh. Okay, I got hit, but that's fine, because he will heal me again. Yeah, that boss was pretty much identical to the first one. He has about the same moves, he just has more health. Okay, nice. So now, thanks to hand, I can have 3 of these tornadoes on the screen at the same time, which enables me to cleanly go through. Otherwise, with just the 2, you don't have enough. But with 3 tornadoes, you can easily jump ahead. So let's collect this talisman. This is a crown, which gives you more money drops. It's not going to be used though. You just need to get it for the 100%. Oh, missed it. Using a couple tornadoes in order to get faster to the top. You need to go to the whole full top right and get this vellum. And we are about to fight Arma for the second time. So Arma 2, or Green Arma, or Arma Verde, if you are a Spanish speaker. Whatever. This guy is quite a big jerk. He has tons of health, a lot of different patterns, and he likes to fly in the air and never come back down. So this boss is one of the most RNG heavy ones. Oh, he hit me still. Dang it. Come down and don't be a jerk. Ah, too bad. Ah, I got hit again. I can only afford 3 hits. Okay, I'm gonna be here. Okay, nice. It's nice when he's close to the floor because I can land the ground shots to him. Oh, nice. That was a pretty lucky ending. The beginning was... oh, it was okay. It was not great though. And like the first one, he gives me a new crest. So this is not the crest of Earth this time, it's the crest of air. So now I have access to the ground gargoyle. Sorry, the aerial gargoyle. I think that's what his real name is. Oh, and by the way, now we have beaten enough bosses to unlock 2 more levels, which are the Ice Palace and Atlantis. So we're first going to visit the Ice Palace. Every level basically has 2 possible routes, ending with 2 possible bosses, and you need to beat everything. So the route which we use allows for beating everything as fast as possible, of course. Collect everything and try to minimize the amount of travel in the overworld. That's what the Mercury cancels are for, to avoid travel in the overworld and avoid having to repeat some of the portions of the levels. So now I'm just you can freely fly with this type of gargoyle, which is extremely helpful. So first we're going to fight Griwon. And with Griwon, surprisingly, I'm going to go back to the normal gargoyle, because the fireballs do a lot of damage to him. I need to focus. This is about reflexes. If he crouches, I can just land and hit. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to adapt to what he does. This is a pretty nice strategy. If I get really lucky, he will only do crouches. This is looking good. Okay, yeah. You can't get it all the way. Well, you can, but you need to be lucky. My PB gets the perfect fight. My PB used to be the world record until Zatox beat it. Yeah, sometimes you need to wait more, but you really want to wait for him to crouch. Don't drop down before you see him crouch. Otherwise, you will be hit immediately. He will reply by using his breath or jumping at you. and it would be immediate. So it's really about reflexes. You need to pay attention and be fast. React fast when you see him crouch, because you don't have much time to react. But there's a random time. He takes a random time before he makes his decision, so that's why it's kind of difficult. That fight is kind of difficult for newcomers. Once you get how it works and you get used to the amount of paying attention which is required, it's usually fine. Now we're going to finish off this level by doing the other route and getting into the castle. Yeah, I got there sub 20. That's pretty fine actually. Not too bad. Okay, let's bash through this door. Collect this HP upgrade and come back. Get back the ground gargoyle, and here you want to do sort of double taps of your dash, because on the ice physics you need to double tap the... Oops! The dash. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it entirely down there. It's possible to avoid all this damage, but it's hard. Yeah, I didn't do this room correctly. Double tap the dash. Oh, dude. Okay, you want to fight this guy with aerial, it does more damage. I have only 4 health, so this is scary. This boss is actually difficult. And he takes quite a few hits. 16, I think. Okay, he's doing the spins. Dang it, come on. I'm missing too many hits. At least this pattern is easy to deal with. I got lucky. But sometimes he can do other things. He can throw his claws and behave sort of unpredictably. But when he does spins, it's better because it's easy to aim, and he will always do 4 spins in a row. So that's great. And now, Dark Room. So fortunately I know where I'm going. When you play the game casually, you can use the normal gargoyle and use the fire shots to light the candles on the background. But we don't really have time for that, because we need to fly also. This one. So the latest strat still keeps the hand talisman, but I want to be a little bit safe, and I'm gonna use armor, the armor talisman I just picked up. However, you want to switch to the demon fire that we got after fighting Green One, and get this early hit, which is really easy to get, by the way. It's not frame perfect or anything. It's very lenient, and it does count. So there's just 11 more hits to kill him. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, 10. And 12. Okay, for this boss, yeah, also it depends on luck, but fortunately it's way less bad than second armor. If you're lucky, you manage to kill him next to the wall to the right, and you can pick up the crest without having to wait for it, without having to walk towards it. It saves a couple seconds, but you need a certain setup for it, and you need him to do what is needed. It's just luck dependent. I have 42 ZAM, which is enough for what I need to pay. I'm gonna buy some potions, so I don't need to pick up the big coin here. So I'm gonna pay for 2 mercuries and 2 sulfurs. Wait, I can turn into this now. And let's make sure I don't buy the wrong things. So mercuries, you already know what it is. And sulfur, that will take you back to the overworld. So you can just quit a level when you have done what you need. So now we start revisiting stuff and do all the things we couldn't do before. Like the thing bashing through walls. Okay, now I've taken this thing inside of the water. I still took another hit, that's fine. Let's make sure I don't hit X by accident. Sometimes I fat finger X and I use my Mercury early, which is really stupid. So now, instead of going to the underground, we're going to go to the catacombs and fight Belth. It's one of the bosses we fought in any percent, if you remember. Yeah, here it's really easy to fat finger X, so I'm careful about that. You don't want to bash through too many of these skulls or structures because it creates lag. Okay, now we have a new crest, the Crest of Time, that we got from Arma 3, and it doubles our defense and attack. So basically we have unlocked easy mode. Okay, second Mercury Cancel attempt. Got it, nice. I was just 1 pixel away, that's good. I'm actually using the body of the dying boss as a visual cue, and that really helps with the timing and the positioning. Okay, 2 for 2 on Mercury Cancels, that's nice. And now we're going back to the underground. Oh, good! I got the frame perfect jump. You can bash into that structure, and if you frame perfectly jump as you are hitting it, you can jump and the structure will still move from the dash. So that's nice. I got that. It's cool to feature that in a marathon run. Ah, okay. At least the second time around this is much faster, because you don't need to kill anything because you have so much health. Can I go through? Oh, yeah. Ah, didn't destroy all the blocks. And that's the final pickup I need from this level, so we can just sulfur out. Next revisit the very first level, the outside of Colosseum. Let's use this. We don't need money anymore. We don't need to buy any more supplies. And ground gargoyle is a lot faster, so we use that instead of the normal gargoyle. Yeah, ground gargoyle is going to be our main means of moving, just because of the dash, obviously. Okay, it's pretty difficult to be efficient with the ground gargoyle here, so I'm gonna focus a bit. Yeah, I used to do the whole section here with the flying gargoyle, but it's just a couple seconds faster to do it with ground gargoyle. Okay, and now we use the flying one and equip the other sulfur. So you can warp out just after we pick up what we need. I'm too high. Okay. That was pretty good actually. Alright, so we are done with the revisits, so now we're going to visit a new place, Atlantis, which we haven't done yet. And Atlantis will be the place of the third Mercury Cancel if I can get it. Unfortunately that one is a bit harder, because it's not easy to read the hitbox of the pickup, of the item pickup. The hitbox is bigger than the sprites of the item, so the placement is much less obvious. We'll see if I can get it though. And unfortunately also, it's like the second most important Mercury Cancel after the first one. If I miss it I lose like 20-25 seconds. But it's okay, if I miss it, it's fine. But if you miss a Mercury Cancel, it's better to miss it by being too late. Like you just pick up the item and don't use Mercury. Because if you're too early, it's a disaster. Because you will warp out and not pick up the item, so you need to kill the boss again to get the item. And that's a huge loss of time. And that was a secret chamber. If you come back where the boss was, you get that that health. Okay, now a big RNG time. This guy likes to waste time, and you can't really manipulate anything. Okay, just 2 hits. 4, nice. I tend to stay here because it's probably superstition, but I'm hoping that he's gonna do the same thing again. Nice, that was good RNG. Okay. I don't know about my placement. I probably... No! Yeah, I was one pixel too far to the right. I thought I would not pick up the item, but that's fine, that's fine. I just missed it, but I did not completely fail by using Mercury too early. Okay, that's the 2 out of 3 Mercuries. Okay, now let's use the water crest I just got, which turns me into the tidal gargoyle, that's how it's called. So with this one we can swim. I like how it looks, it's a pretty cool gargoyle. And also I equipped an empty potion to make sure that I don't use my Mercury by accident. That would be pretty bad. I don't need any more potions at all. The hand talisman is extremely important here, because you can throw 2 projectiles at the same time, so you can bash through the walls more quickly. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up this health, and now no more health pickups before the boss, so I have to make sure I don't get hit too much. Avoid that. You have to read what these enemies do. I might be lucky and get some health drops. Okay, this guy did the right thing. 1, 2. Here we have to wait for him. Taking the damage is possible, but the problem is it tends to lag the game a lot. This area is difficult to do well because you need to press A in order to do the fast swims. You need to press Y to shoot and B to go higher into the water. So I need to hold my controller differently in this area, like an arcade machine with 3 different fingers on 3 buttons, because I needed a total independence between these buttons. That was pretty good actually. And you also need to kill almost everything because it's faster, otherwise they create too much lag. Okay, I have enough health, so I'm going to turn it to this. I would take constant damage from the water, but it does so much more damage that it's worth it. And I'm not going to use the armor talisman, I'm just going to use hand, because I want to have more projectiles on the screen. Yeah, this is good luck. This guy is giving me good RNG right now. Wow, that was really good RNG. Yeah, usually if you get he control you and make you spin around with his breath and his suction, he can make you spin in the whole room, and you can never hit him. But there he kept me into a straight line, which is really good. So that was good RNG. Okay, now we're completely done with Atlantis. So the only revisit we need to do is Forest. So now we're getting closer to having everything. Let's use this guy because for some reason its projectiles can kill, can break open these things. So you can get into this door. Now let's use Legendary again. And we're going to go into this section which we haven't visited yet. So this is based on the cycle of the water. So you have to... Oh. Hopefully I will be able to make it in the optimal number of cycles. This is the last villain, I think. Okay, that was fast enough. So I did not need to wait for a new cycle or turn into the water gargoyle too early. Now I'm turning into water gargoyle because the room is completely flooded. And I need to break this open to get another HP upgrade. Now we have 18, I'm gonna get 19 really soon. So this guy is not too hard now that we have the legendary gargoyle. He's in 2 parts. Make sure that you don't keep his head alive for too long after killing the body, because the head can go nuts and fly around like crazy and it's hard to catch. So killing the head is usually better. The actual fastest strat for this boss is to try to kill both body parts at the same time with the same shot, but it's very precise, and usually I don't count on that. And now we are at the end. We have pretty much just... Oops. I was supposed to kill these guys to remove lag. Okay, don't kill this guy, because it creates more lag than it removes. Okay, I got it right with this guy, at least. Yeah, I collect vellum, but you need to go into a shop to buy magic to place on the vellums. So the empty vellums don't do anything. Okay, that was alright. It doesn't matter that I got hit because this guy is going to heal me. Yeah, just checking that I have almost everything. I'm just missing 1 HP and 1 talisman. And that's okay because they are here. They are in this dungeon. Otherwise I have the 5 vellums, the 5 urns, the 4 crests. So we should be good. We are on our way for the 100% completion. And here we're going to use Claw that we got by fighting the first flyer. It's going to be its first use. Oh, this is the 20th health, so we have all the health. And Claw creates some goop that sticks to spikes, and it makes a surface that you can cling on. So that's handy for this section. And here, this is Fang, the last talisman. It increases my health, my attack power by it doubles it. It doubles my attack power, and that is going to be key to fighting bosses from now on. Slowly approaching the final bosses. Not too much to say about this section. After I'm here, let's equip Legendary and Fang to double my attack power. And Capcom likes to reuse bosses, so we see Grion again, but this time he's not going to be here for a long time. Okay, I'm still gonna heal for 1 health, but in a really serious Warlock attempt I would not. However, I really want to have all my health though for the boss, because it's very scary, especially with the strats that I'm gonna try to do. And welcome to Phalanx, my arch enemy, and he will have 3 phases. First one is pretty easy. I'm using the aerial gargoyle so I can follow him where he goes, and now turn into legendary so my shots will do a lot of damage. Oh, come on. Okay, good thing that he dropped down, so I did not need to turn into aerial again. he tells me that I have the last crest and I have completed the ritual to unleash its power. You are nothing! Now, the second phase of this boss, because of course, final bosses need to have several phases, don't they? Three. Now it's going to be filled with water, so no need to have aerial. Okay, he's invincible during this. Okay, I still lost some health, but it was not a bad fight. But this is not done. We are not done yet. We need to fight the ultimate form of this guy. The third and final form. Because this is not his final form! It never is. There is a quick kill for this boss. Basically, it implies getting really near his face and forcing him into never protecting his face with his arm. It's a really complicated manipulation. It's kind of consistent if you're excellent at the game, but it's really not nowhere near consistent for me and just not good enough, even though I've practiced this a lot. I'm gonna try it. Let's see if I can get this. That's unfortunate. Only got the start. Well, we're not gonna do it. No, I don't even have enough health. Now all I can do is the normal way of fighting him. Try to stay at the same level as his face, so he does not do his arm laser. He will only do his mouth laser. So he will open up much more. It's possible to hit him twice like that. But it's very hard. Maybe at the end I will try to go for something fancy. Double hit. Nice. Okay. Not a sub 40, but sub 41, I can take that. I'm pretty happy because I did not derust this too much. I derusted it slightly. Yeah, sub 41 is still pretty good. Even though it's kind of meh now that we have a really good route of the game. But I missed one of the Mercury cancels, which wastes like 20-25 seconds. But I got 2 out of 3, so that's fine. Of Nunu was also pretty bad. Yeah, apparently we are a little bit ahead of schedule, so as Fiesel suggests, I'm going to do Goofy in Goof Troop, because that will fill the time that we have. That will fill the time that we have. So I hope I managed to give justice to this really great speedrun that is Demon's Crest 100%. It features all the powers. They're all used at some point. Some more than others, of course. Ground Gargoyle is used a lot for movement speed, but we still use Claw and Tornado and those weird things. They all have a use. And there's a lot of strategy in fighting bosses and moving through areas quickly. There's a lot of risky strategies, like getting early hand, having to navigate the underground with 1 health, which is really scary. It's a good thing that it's at the start of the run. And, well, I just got the very beginning of the quick kill for the final boss, but I did not quite get more than that. It's a really complicated strategy. Well, that was Demon's Crest. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now let's go back to a game I ran an hour